Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Good afternoon. Yesterday, during negotiations of Middle East peace, negotiations were at a stalemate. The debate between Shimon Peres and the foreign minister, King Hussein of Georgia, got so heated that negotiations broke down. Our message is next week the United States will not be participating in this. Warren Christopher has already issued a statement earlier this afternoon that Dennis Ross is to be temporarily called home until the 12th, when we'll be there in London. And Dennis Ross will be joined by Secretary of State Warren Christopher, because we don't need any more mistakes at the drawing table. Also, I have also become aware that as of late April, and I don't know why this didn't come to me until a certain official announced that the first quarter of 1996 showed slow economic growth. But let me reassure you and my domestic policy team, even though we're scampering to respond to what's been said in the press, that we, in this current second quarter, are on the right track. I am open to 10 questions. Yes, sir. One Williams, NPR. My question to you is this, Mr. President. Why is the United States withdrawing from the situation, the conference talks in London? You think that the British Foreign Minister and that John Major would want something like this? Secretary of State Christopher and I, we will be on the phone to give our regrets. We have, at this point, I feel, have exhausted our efforts and are therefore calling for just a brief moratorium for 2 weeks on the United States participating. That way, other Western allies can participate in aiding negotiations. Even the Greek foreign minister was appalled at what happened at yesterday's conference. Yes.
Jackie Clausen of CBMC. According to what I've heard from a confidential source today in your administration, he says that you need to clean your act out Whitewater.
I can't comment about that.
You are aware that that same source says that Jim McDougal blames you for the misfortune.
Beyond what McDougal said in 1994, I will not talk about that.
But the truth is, though, what can you say regarding the convictions of Jim Guy Tucker and the McDougals?
I do not wish to talk about that.
Mr. President, the honest thing is this. The convictions are pretty obvious. Even Judge David Kennedy testified that you had part of that.
Judge Kennedy is doing his part as a jurist. Now, I can't say I necessarily agree, but the fact of the matter is this. I'm going to confront this and say this. And I'm going to say this with all due diligence. Okay? Whitewater was no more than a bad investment Pure and simple. Okay? You're just exhausted half of the questions. Can we move on? Yes, sir. Jake Clausen of the Blake Carter Show. Couldn't have said, Mr. President, that another administration official, confidential, has been attacking that same official that has gone before the press today that said that you need to be clean. Come clean with this. Why won't you go ahead and make yourself vulnerable to the American people? Let me tell you what I'm doing. I am doing my best to work to flood more money into the economy, to keep food on the table of all our families. And yes, unfortunately, to some people, and I know this is hard, we're having to make budget cuts. We're having to make serious, hard budget cuts. Massive. And I'm asking everybody to be patient because I promised at some point in my presidency, and I do expect to get elected again, we will have a balanced budget, maybe even a surplus. Yes. Mr. President, this has been Open Shaw from Raynard News. Although the first quarter has shown only very slight, very slow monthly growth, couldn't have been said that in last month, meaning April, that the economy has made considerable growth. It has. I would still say it's in modest terms, but we are moving. It's hoping that by June we are moving, that we can get Congress to push more legislation that is friendly towards this economy. Tax cuts, spending cuts, investing in businesses and ventures to help the economy, to put more food on the table for American people, and to help those that are unfortunate and disenfranchised. That is my goal. Yes.
Norma Sanderson, Society page. Mr. President, isn't it true that some of your advisors regarding this administrator that spoke to me 2 days ago, there's some people that are saying that he should take leave of absence? What do you say about that?
Norma, there you go again. The fact of the matter is, I know what's swirling around the bowl here in D.C. And to be honest with you, I understand about the gossip and innuendo about me. But such things is wrong. I'm close to my brother Roger Clinton, and I know some of that circling about. Some no doubt by you and your reporters. But one thing I will say is this. I am doing my best to help America.
Let me ask you this, though. Jim Tucker.
Jim Tucker, one of a politician. He was a good friend of mine. But he got in too heavy over his head in Whitewater, more than I care to know. And that's why he's in prison right now. And I can't vouch for his release. Not until I'm sure.
One last question. The Apollo Jones case is moving slowly. There's there's lots of talk around the media, gossip, and Jay Leno, that says that you would still deny that you sexually harassed her. Is that still true?
I'm going to say this one last time for the record. I have not, did not, ever sexually harassed Paula Jones, and I never asked anybody to lie. These allegations are false, and if you please let me go back to work for the American people. Thank you.